This strategy will make you a metaverse millionaire in 1 year if implemented perfectly. Now you may be thinking that this is just too good to be true, but in all actuality, it's a very simple theory that lets you do this, but it's very difficult to execute in real life. So today I'm going to show you what the strategy is, what metaverse projects you should look at investing in, and how to earn some extra money on the side so you can fuel your investing. My name is Devin Cook. Let's become metaverse millionaires and welcome back to Dev Money. Morgan Stanley just came out and said that the metaverse is an $8 trillion opportunity. Now I understand that we throw around words like million and billion and trillion a lot, and sometimes you don't quite realize how big those numbers actually are. So here's some context. I'm going to translate dollars into time, kind of like with the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake. The average American makes about $67,000 per year. And if you translate dollars into seconds with $1 equaling 1 second, $67,000 is about 18 hours. So now have in your mind that the average American is making about 18 hours per year. And then when you think about a million in those terms, $1 million would be equal to 12 days. That's quite a few days, just less than 2 weeks. Not bad. And when you take a billion seconds, that's going to be equal to 11,000 days, or about 31 years. So you can see just how much bigger a billion is than a million. With a million, you just have 12 days. With a billion, you have 31 years. And if that's not crazy enough for you, a trillion seconds is gonna be equal to 31,000 years, which is just crazy. And on top of that, 8 trillion seconds is over 250,000 years. So Morgan Stanley is saying that the metaverse opportunity, if translated from dollars into time, is equal to about 250,000 years, which is just crazy. So I hope that was a helpful representation to show you just how much money is going to be going into the metaverse. So if we're having trillions of dollars being poured into the metaverse over the next couple of years, it shouldn't be too hard to pull out $1 million or so for ourselves, right? So the strategy to become a millionaire in 1 year is very simple in theory, but extremely difficult to execute. I cannot stress that enough. And it's just called the doubles strategy. Because what the doubles strategy does is it allows you to go from $1,000 to $1 million in just 10 doubles. And in case that's not crystal clear, what the double strategy is saying is that if you have $1,000 in your bank account and you can invest that $1,000 and double it every single month, within 10 months, you're gonna have $1 million. Because all you're gonna be doing is taking your $1,000 to $2,000 to $4,000 to $8,000, $16,000, $32,000, $64,000, $128,000, $256,000, $512,000, and $1,024,000. 10 doubles. That's it. Now I know that sounds pretty simple and you're probably thinking, well, everyone should be doing this. Just double your money for 10 months and boom, you're a millionaire. Perfect. But despite how simple that sounds, how many people do you actually know who are doubling their money? And maybe you do know someone that has doubled their money, but how many people do you know who have doubled their money on a consistent basis? Now, don't get me wrong. People are doubling their money all the time. They're doing it with NFTs. They're doing it with real estate, with stocks, with crypto, and with luxury watches. Doubling an investment does happen on a regular basis, but the vehicles that one chooses to invest in vary wildly, as does the time frame that someone is investing for. So to say the least, it is very difficult to go from zero investing experience to doubling your money, let alone doubling your money on a consistent basis. And doubling your money for 10 consecutive months to hit that $1 million value is a lot easier said than done, which is why I keep saying that the strategy is simple, but not easy. And also keep in mind that many people who are on the quest to double their money, to triple their money, to 10x or 100x their money, oftentimes end up losing quite a bit of that money along the way. So we have to be careful and aware of that. And that's why we still have a lot to talk about. And as a quick caveat, if you were to invest $1,000 at an 8% annual return with the goal of hitting $1 million, you would take 86 years to get from 1,000 to $1 million. So understand that when we're talking about doubling your money and getting to $1 million in 1 year, that is definitely in the realm of extraordinary results. So trying to hit 10 doubles within 1 year, if that is your goal, means you're gonna have to be extremely aggressive with your investment strategy. Now I'm gonna share with you my favorite way to leverage NFTs and crypto to potentially double your investments. And afterwards, I'm also gonna be sharing with you 2 strategies so that way you can make extra money on the side and use that money to fuel these investments. So my favorite way in crypto to double your money is by minting NFTs. So let me paint a picture for you to show just exactly how simple it can be to do this. Imagine that you find a really great project and then you get whitelisted for this project, so that way you can mint some of these NFTs in the pre-sale. And if you don't mint in the pre-sale, you can also mint in the public sale, but oftentimes you're gonna have less gas fees if you're minting in the pre-sale. So say you can mint 3 NFTs for 0.05 Ethereum each, totaling 0.15 Ethereum. And at current prices, that's gonna be about $600 or so, but understand that that's gonna fluctuate with with the price of Ethereum. And if that project does pretty well right out the gate and has some pretty good demand on the secondary market, you can oftentimes sell those NFTs for 0.1 Ethereum or a bit more to offset gas fees, and then you will have effectively double your money. Now, we're definitely making a lot of assumptions in this scenario that makes this work so well. We're assuming that you picked a great project, we're assuming that the developers had a successful launch and marketed the project successfully, and we're assuming that you're not getting totally gouged by gas fees. But if you can successfully choose a good NFT project and mint those NFTs, it can be pretty simple to double your money from there. And oftentimes you can get even more than double. But here's the thing, once you get your first double and you go from $1,000 to $2,000, to me what's even more important than hitting that next double from $2,000 to $4,000 is making sure that you don't go back a double and go from $2,000 to $1,000. Because you don't want to go backwards, you only want to go forwards. You really have to protect your downside and your capital in a massive way, because it would be so crushing to go from your fifth or sixth double back down to your first or second double. So whenever you hit your first double and then maybe your second and then maybe your third pretty quickly after, it can be pretty easy to get really overconfident and think that you're some investing genius. But newsflash for you, you're still human, you're not some crazy investing genius, and you still need to exercise caution and do all of your due diligence with each project that you invest in. Now, what metaverse or NFT projects have the most potential to double your money going into 2022? Well, I would suggest mainly 3 different classes of NFTs. The first class or genre is going to be virtual land or digital real estate. A lot of people believe that virtual land is going to be the next big NFT niche because of the implications it will have with the metaverse. The popularity of virtual land has been skyrocketing for the last couple of months, and we've seen some really big name celebrities and companies start to make 7-figure investments into the metaverse. Now, does that mean that by investing in virtual land, it's a surefire way to double your money and practically guaranteed? No. Because no investment is a guarantee, and if anyone is actually guaranteeing you a return, I would be extremely skeptical. And if you're currently pretty skeptical about virtual real estate as an investment, and maybe you're also pretty skeptical about the metaverse as a whole, well, I would challenge you in the month of January to do 50 hours of research on the metaverse and on virtual real estate, and then come back and let me know what you find in the comments. I, for one, am fairly bullish on virtual land, which may be in part because of my background in real estate, but I just don't see the need for virtual land going away. With the implementation of the metaverse into society, I think demand for virtual land is going to increase, and I just see it becoming more and more expensive in the future. Many people right now are saying that the opportunity to buy virtual land in the metaverse is like having the opportunity 200 years ago to buy land and real estate in Manhattan or in LA. And I tend to agree with these statements. So how do you actually invest in virtual land? Well, my favorite 2 options are the Sandbox and Decentraland. They're the most established at this point, and they definitely have the biggest followings, which is great because there's less risk involved since they're already so well known, but the downside is that the barrier to entry is pretty high right now. Now, the second class of NFTs that I would recommend you looking into as potential investments for 2022 is the typical profile picture NFT collection. But, and this is a big but, not every profile picture NFT collection is gonna be a good investment. And in fact, I would say that quite a few of them are actually gonna be bad investments. But if you look at projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club, CryptoPunks, World of Women, Cryptoads, Doodles, or Cool Cats, it's easy to see that there is some real massive upside potential for these kind of NFT projects. So you have to be extremely selective with determining which of these profile picture collections you're going to invest in and actually mint. And I made entire videos about picking potential blue chip NFTs, but here are a couple of pointers. Look for a project that is doing something unique and hasn't been done before. Also look for a project that is taking advantage of something that can become a potential trend in the future. And this is extremely hard to do, but if you are successful, you can see massive returns, because look at the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Pretty much everyone has followed that ape trend now, and there are so many NFT projects based around apes. And lastly, make sure that you actually like the project and the art, and this is very subjective, but it's also a key factor. And realize that when you're investing with NFTs, you're probably not going to win with every investment that you make. So make sure ahead of time that you're coming up with an exit strategy and certain price targets that you're looking to hit. Now, the third class of NFTs to look into is the luxury / fashion / wearable NFTs. These have been extremely popular recently and are only going to become more so thanks to the metaverse. Because in the metaverse, people are going to want custom shoes, custom bags, or even a cool Ferrari. And the only way to get those in the metaverse is going to be in the form of an NFT. So look for projects and companies that are making strides into the metaverse. Adidas, Nike, and Under Armour have already made significant headway with getting involved in the metaverse, and there are a lot of more boutique brands that are doing the same thing. Now, these next 2 strategies I'm going to give you are really aimed at helping you generate more funds, so that way you can keep investing investing in NFTs. Because you can't invest in NFTs without some money, and like I mentioned, you're not going to win with every single NFT project, so you're going to need a constant stream of money so you can keep up your investing. So the first method to make some money on the side is by playing a play-to-earn game like Axie Infinity. You can do this full-time, or you can do this as a part-time gig on the side in addition to your normal day job. Axie Infinity is by far the most popular play-to-earn game, and just by playing this game, you can make enough money to be investing in NFTs on the side. A lot of people are making hundreds or even thousands of dollars playing play-to-earn games every single day. And with these games like Axie Infinity, you get the benefit of earning crypto and NFTs through the gameplay, but you can also sell off your Axies later on as well. And if you scroll through OpenSea, you'll see just how much these Axies are actually selling for. Some of them go for huge sums of money. So if you're needing some extra income to invest in NFTs, look at getting into a play-to-earn game like Axie Infinity so that way you can make some money and then go mint some NFT projects. And the second way to make some extra funds is to become an independent contractor or a freelancer for companies that are getting into the metaverse. And maybe these aren't even just companies, maybe they're just people that are looking for help building an NFT project. And this is really great if you have some skills with coding, especially with Solidity, or maybe some graphic design or some Photoshop skills. And then you can list your skills and services on a website like Fiverr, and people are going to hire you to help them with their NFT project website, to help them designing the art for the NFT project, and there's just countless things that people can hire you for, and then you can use that money to invest in some NFT collections. And you can do this all while working full time, and as long as you have great quality work and you get some really good reviews, you can make quite a bit of money. So thanks for watching, subscribe, and to learn more about NFTs, click on this video right here.